Being able to play through changes is an invaluable resource to have, even if you're not a jazz guitarist, if you're playing more of a fusion context or rock, country, bluegrass, any of these other types of genres. It's still important to be able to have unlimited access across the fretboard, because when you eliminate all these sort of limitations, then it allows you to speak more freely on the instrument. And one thing that you can work on to help take away some of the resistance that you may have is to understand parts of the fretboard that maybe are a little gray to you at the moment. And what I'm going to do is to demonstrate something here that you can apply. Even if it's not in a 2-5-1 progression or a more complex chord progression, you can still do it in a more simplistic sort of chord progression as well. So it's something that you can apply across, again, multiple genres. What I'm going to do is show you a 2-5-1 in the key of F. So I am using G minor 7 for 4 counts to a C7 for 4 counts, and then the F major 7 for a total of 8. Now, being able to go across the fretboard is important, but what we're going to do is limit ourselves to a particular area of the fretboard. That way we can exhaust those options that we have. And you can continue to start on different notes as you go through this, but I'm going to show you one way to go through, at least to get started. So if I was going to play the notes over G minor 7, C7, and F major 7, I have to first establish that for a G minor 7, G, B flat, D, and F are my chord tones. For C7, C, E, G, and B flat are my chord tones. And then for the F major 7, F, A, C, and E are my chord tones. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go into the 5th fret area of the guitar, and I'm going to start on the lowest note that's available to me. In the long run, these are going to be 8th notes when played in time, but for right now, I will play the notes that do add up to make 8th note phrases across a 4-count measure, but I'm going to just play it out of time. So what I have here is a starting point is B flat. I'm starting on the 3rd of the chord. So I'm going to go ahead and go up through the notes. The B flat, D, F, G, B flat, D, and F. So I was thinking 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and up to that top G. That then puts me on a C7 chord. So now I can hit this B flat, and then the next note I'll go up to is a C, because that's the highest note within the shape that I'm going to use. I'm going to have B flat going to C, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So that outlines the C7. That now puts me back down to the root note of F for the next chord. So I'm going to have the F as my starting point. And I'm going to stay within this area. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and I'll just go ahead and go back to F to hit the tonal center. So when you put it together, again, the importance of being able to stay within a certain area and not be limited to the fact that maybe you don't know all the notes within a certain area and you know little snippets here and there. This is a great resource to have. That way you can continue your ideas and not have to figure out a way to get yourself out of a situation of where, hey, I don't know what I'm doing here, so now I just have to go somewhere else on the fretboard, which then could lead to you getting lost again. So again, this is one area of the fretboard working on that. I started on the 3rd of the G minor. You could start in other places if you would like, but taking this to the 5 areas of the fretboard is something that I highly encourage you to do.